to hit the club. We've been mobbing all day. On some Dino. VIP stats. Look around the club. What do I say? Everybody rocking side to side to the beat. Snapping night fingers, bouncing to the groove. All by themselves. That's the new move. Where I'm from, we like to go dumb. I'm soaking up the game. I'm seeing how it's done. I ain't shorty what they call it. She said the pool palace. Straight from Bankhead. I said you're good at it. Do what you do. You and your crew. They even got players and thugs doing it too. The more the more it's looking smooth. It's nothing to a boss. I can two.
Snap your fingers, but do you still? You can do it all by yourself. Let me see you do it. Let me see you do it. Hey, snap your fingers, but do you still? You can do it all by yourself. Let me see you do it. Let me see you do it. Hey,
chillin' in the bill. Yeah, we again. Bottles in again. Up the put it in the air. I'm throwing up the, let them know we in here. Yeah, brand new shoes, brand new. The old school, cause I'm feeling real cool. Yeah, I'm from the A, so I'm leaning and rocking. Snapping my fingers, then reaching for my repping my block. Straight from the deck. When you snap your fingers, shout it, gotta jerk your neck. On the best, we don't that mess. I bet you can't do it like this. Yeah, I'm back to the track, back to the snap. 1, 2 step, then gotta lean back. Yeah, this is how we do it. In the A time.
And if you ain't know,
this is how it goes down.
Hey, snap your fingers, but do you still? You can do it all by yourself. Let me see you do it. Let me see you do it. Hey, snap your fingers, but do you still? You can do it all by yourself. Let me see you do it. Let me see you do it. Hey.
In my circle, you can't fit. Don't too many be on some anti.
Welcome, football fans, to the birthplace of America, the city of brotherly love. The place where you'll find the best cheesesteak made in this country and some of the best football played inside of Lincoln Financial Field. Today, an NFC battle in store for us between the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. Here's Harrison Mevis to get this one started. And we're underway from Philadelphia. He's going to return it from a yard or two deep. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10. Looking to throw right away. Hits his running back. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. Wow, that was fast. Might be time to take a step back, and we just started this game. Maybe take a couple of deep breaths. Very first snap, and he nearly gave it away. That could have mentally taken them out of this game.
Yeah, for the player, a little bit easier to respond. For the coaches on the sidelines, that drives them crazy to see the ball on the ground. And we know how precious this ball is in this game. Got to take care of it.
It's Tracy on second down. And they won't be able to get past the line, and very quickly, Brock, they could be facing third down to begin this ball game.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
So now here's 3rd and 5. That one's out and cut on the right side. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Pick up a 5 on that play. That'll be good for a Philadelphia first down.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
We've set it downs for him from the 31. Back to pass on 1st and 10. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. The Giants using their first timeout. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend.
That's what I call complementary defense right there. That pressure by the group up front, that leads to the incompletion and to the benefit of that secondary.
After the incompletion, still at that 31-yard line, 2nd and 10. Here's a throw. That's incomplete on 2nd down. No look on his first look of the game. That's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
Just about every play in an NFL game usually has a protagonist and antagonist, a good and a bad. The good there, the courage of that wide receiver. The bad, just could not haul it in.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Tag! 7 Pirates! 18 Cardinal! 18 Cardinal! Chap 60! Chap 60! 18 Pioneer!
Here he goes, 3rd and long. And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down. The Eagles are in punt formation. And the fair catch brought in right at the 40.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. Darts coming out throwing. Man there, it's Malik Neighbors. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes teams break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Lone back gets the handoff. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
Humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means. one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front seven.
So gain of 5 on that first down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on second. Darts looking to throw. Nothing doing there as the second down pass falls incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered feed on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
No connection on the last play. Now it's third down. Darts back to throw. That's the first down, and he's still going. And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
The numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
On first and 10, here's Dart. That's caught at the 4! And that's a New York touchdown. The Giants get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. Malik Neighbors with a touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
That one right down the middle. And the Giants will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Mevis ready to send this one away. From well into the end zone, he's going to bring this out.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
It's a cold word, yeah. In my coat, money hungry, trying to get some more. So I pack this ain't. Tuck it down on this side like you know go. If you don't agree, ask the streets in your big 5 years, you already know. Already know how it go. Already know I got shit on go. Money calling, got to go. You gotta go if you play or you troll. Precious on the glow. Got trying to snatch out my soul. Running back pockets on swole. Young, got a whole lot of CJs.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. First and 10. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Downfield, and Tisslaw has it. And he's out of bounds, but what a great play there, Brock. He's got him into field goal range. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt, or an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot. You've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
A draw now. This is Tracy. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
Hey, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Let's go. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Cougar 19. 19 Lion. Motion. 19 tight, 19 tight. Let's go.
Takes the second down snap. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets this forward to the 19. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Come on. Take over.
Here's Josh Jacobs getting his first look on the ground. A nice little run there, gets him 5. Second down upcoming.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Okay, ready?
First down run, nabs him 5. Now second and 5.
Ready?
Here's the handoff. Excellent play defensively as they get to him behind the line. That's going to bring up third down.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make third down easier to handle, instead did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7.
Come 19! Let's go now! 60 Bison! 79 Broncos! Ready?
Throw here, 3rd down. This gets the 1st and more. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Every time I see one of those angle routes, I think back to my day 1 install. Rookie minicamp in the NFL. Texas, angle route. 49ers of the 80s, they were making hay with it then, and the running back's still doing it to this day.
They'll try and punch it in. And he's brought down by a collective effort there, only 1 yard on the carry.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Ball placed at the 7. It's 2nd and goal.
Ready?
Complete left side. It's just long. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles reach pay dirt for the first time this game. Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock. But I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, kid. Kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on them. The great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
Return coming from the 6. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down.
1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Giants lining things up. 1st and 10.
Here we go, Shaq.
One play action with darts. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the drive begins with a rough first step there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
A loss of 9 yards. It's 2nd down.
Back to throw. Here starts. Setting up the running back screen. He makes the 25. Up the sideline, past the 40. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. Give him 37 on the play. And the Giants still going to have the 1st down.
Got to be a pretty good actor. Got to be pretty good at selling to that defense. That's a drop back pass. When you get a big play on a screen like that, boy, it's choreography by everybody on that offense.
1 quarter down for these two NFC East teams. Both teams neck and neck so far. We'll return to the link right after this. Welcome back. We'll begin this 2nd quarter with the Giants in possession. They've got a first to begin the frame. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. Andrew Makuba attacking to make that stop.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Out of the gun this time, here's Darts. Short pass brought in. And he's down inside the 40 before he's escorted out. And it's a gain of 12 on that one. And it's good for a New York first down.
First and 10.
So fresh set of downs now from the 39. Going on first down. It starts. Throwing this one back of the end zone. And through the back of the end zone and out of bounds.
Whew, I think coverage got away with one right there, Kate. There was actually space. And if that throw came out 1 second earlier, it could have been 6.
So it's 2nd and 10 now. Ball still at that 39-yard line. From the gun, here's Dart. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete. Xavier Legette the target on that throw. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
And bring the tight end left. 3rd down now, here's Dart. Chased out to his right. Completed to his running back. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
On 4th down and 5, the offense staying out there. They'll go. Here's Dart. Here's a deep shot towards the end zone. And this is going to be a New York touchdown. The Giants take a 2nd quarter lead. Xavier Legette with the touchdown.
That's some good old-fashioned playground football. Even at the elementary school, find the fastest kid and let him run.
Point after by Mevis is good. And the Giants break that tie and now lead by 7. Mevis ready to send this one away. Fielded at the 7. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Starting out trips right here. 1st and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And they're going to force him out just before he can get to the 35. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
So they'll head up here 1st and 10 from the 34. Shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
That's just not the guy defensively you ever want the open field. Frankly, with the amount of space he had at one point, they're lucky to have limited to the gain they did.
1st and 10 now from the 46. Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Brought to a halt by Deonte Banks.
Sometimes just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play. It just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer. Find the lane quicker. The defender may be a half step late, and this could have been much, much more exciting.
Lions! Warriors 70! 60 Bobcats! Cup 19! Cup 19! Dragon 60!
throwing it on second down. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
To the air on 3rd and long. Knocked away and hits the ground, incomplete. That brings up 4th down.
That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pad that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. First look, a little pistol formation as they come to the line. 1st and 10. Quick throw, right side, complete to start this drive. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Running for the marker on 2nd. He's taken down, but not before he gets this one to the 41. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
Danger, Kate. Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
So 1st down from the 41. They'll go play action. Here's Darts. Isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
A loss of 7 yards. It's 2nd down.
Okay, ready?
Quick one to the outside by Darts. And he's going to be hauled out on a gain across midfield, down inside the 45-yard line. We get 22 out of that play. And the Giants are going to have the 1st down.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball in your hands, number 1. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their 1st. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the 1st half. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. On 1st down, here's Darts. Hits his running back. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. A gain of 15 there. And it's good for a New York 1st down.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I can do yours.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
Let's go. 19 Tiger.
They'll empty the backfield, motion him right.
Let's go.
They'll run here on 1st down. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
Darts out of the shotgun. Oh, not like this. An interception ends that drive. And the Eagles will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
I know he started to play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, he baited obstacles, and he chewed up yardage in the open space. It'll make those offensive coaches and teammates proud. We've seen defensive players get touches on occasion. I think he just gave himself maybe a look on that side of the ball down the road.
Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. So with that, Brock, we've now reached our 2-minute warning. More football from the link coming up in just a moment. Now, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Throwing out to the left. Go! And he's taken out of bounds as he gets it down near the red zone. They pick up 14 yards on that one. And that'll be good for a Philadelphia first down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10.
Go! Warriors 70, 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal, go street. 18, Pioneer. Lightning, 18.
Here's the one back on the handoff. And he may have just reached the edge of the red zone before going down. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Say, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Trying to throw this from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down.
Come on, set. Cougar 19.
They'll throw, 3rd and long. Complete beyond the marker. And he is well clear of that marker. That effort's going to set them up with a 1st and goal. Defenders in the area, they still make the connection, Brock. It almost looked like it was just another throw on the practice field.
Yeah, this is how you just develop that just trust factor, that connection we see with QBs and tight ends, and the best of them make it look easy.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. From the gun, it's Tracy. And that carry only nets 1 on the plunge up the gut. Philadelphia going to spend its 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Another chance at 6. It's 2nd and goal.
Let's go. 70 Lions. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Go.
They'll send him up the middle. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground. Eagles hustling everyone back to the line.
A gain of 3 yards. It's now 3rd and goal.
They'll pass on 3rd and goal. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
As I watch practices today, Kate, both college and professionally, one thing is abundantly clear. Teams spend so much more time in the red zone. They know it's the money zone, and defensively, if you can force incompletions and knock it away and leave teams for field goals, you got a great chance to win.
Elliott connects there, and it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Hey, facing a deficit, it's going to follow you into halftime in that locker room. They will welcome those 3 points and a little bit of feel-good momentum.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Here's a return from the 7. And this drive will start inside the 25. Only half a minute to go in our half. Let's see how they begin the drive. On 1st and 10, here's Dart. Throwing the out route complete. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
The smartest pass catchers I've ever been around, they know how to set up an outcut beautifully. They recognize when they have leverage, how to sell the deep route, and then boom, they just break it out as if it's nothing.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Dart from the pistol. He's trying to push the field. That's sent to the ground by a defender and incomplete. Would have been one for the highlight reel, but instead, they're facing 3rd down.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. The quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not 2 hands that got on the football.
Might shift to the run here, 3rd and inches. Left side, gets it out quick, and it's caught. And they're going to get to him right along that midfield stripe, Brock, as he's sent out. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10. Dart gonna throw again. Incomplete pass, and we're down to 12 seconds remaining. Well, even with the pick on that last drive, partner, he is showing no hesitation whatsoever.
Well, in order to play this game, Kate, at this level, you've got to be aggressive. You can't let a previous mistake really affect your next decision. I'll say this as well. In the NFL, you throw into coverage too many times, there can be more interceptions.
That's going to throw again here on 2nd and 10. Look at that power, deep left side. Brought in, inside the 20. He's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. A big 34-yard pickup there. And the Giants are going to have the 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
From the red zone now. And into the end zone. Touchdown, New York. The Giants will add to their lead at the end of the half. Malik Neighbors with a touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Manage that clock beautifully down to the final moments, Brock, and they get the score just before halftime.
That doesn't change the theme of the halftime speech, but I guarantee you it adds some enthusiasm to the tone. That was awesome.
So we'll see if it's a kick return that ends our half, or if we get a play from scrimmage, as this one's away. Fielded at the 7. Showing a little burst so far. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our 1st half. that's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. The kick team out there for the Eagles, and this one is sent away. Will begin his return from the 11. And he's out of bounds at the 45-yard line. They'll take that every time. Great field position to begin this drive.
Hey, you go into halftime with a double-digit lead, your number one objective, and they'll all say it in that locker room, it's 0-0 to begin the second half. So you want to come out firing the same way you did in that first half. And that kick returner, he took matters in his own hands.
On first down, they'll run. And he's only able to get back to the line. It's going to be second down.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Darts back to throw. Looking for him on the screen there, but it's incomplete. So second down produces nothing. Back to the huddle they go for third down.
I'm just kind of laughing because I can feel the armchair quarterbacks going, I can make that throw. And anybody who's actually made those throws says you have no idea what it feels like with everybody breathing down your neck. That play's got to be right, timed up right, and it certainly wasn't.
So after that prior incompletion, it's third down. Here he goes, 3rd and long. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out.
You know, I don't mind the scheme. In fact, I like the call. Just not on that third down in particular. We need to get it closer to the sticks to have a chance to move those chains.
4th down in inches, just too tempting to pass up. They're going to go for it. They'll run for this, and he is stuffed at the line. They don't get the yard they need, and now they're going to catch a breather. They turn it over on downs.
I love aggressive defenses, and a blitz on 4th down's a gutsy call, but it can work against the pass, or in that case, against the run. Good luck running for the sticks when you've got a whole defense crashing the line of scrimmage off the snap.
Let's go now. Pay the 60. Pay the 60.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10.
Dragon 60. Here we go. Shaq. Bronco leading. 79 Broncos.
Throwing now off the play action. Makes the grab in bounds left side. He's hauled out of bounds as he takes this down to the 30. They strike for 23 yards. And that's good for an Eagles first down. Plowing up the middle. Ooh, he made most of that one, didn't he? Give him 9 yards on that first down carry.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Last run got him 9, so now they need one more here on second down.
18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. On him quick, and they bring him down. Offense to the line fast.
An 8-yard loss on the play. It's now 3rd down.
Third and long for him here. That's complete to Slaw. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for 1st and goal.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things, separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
Breaking the huddle, here's 1st and goal. Finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal.
Pretty easy for me to play armchair quarterback up here and say I just don't like that call on 1st and 5, especially when you get nothing from it. Man, that one stings.
Another chance at it on 2nd and goal, still from the 5.
Go! Cougar 19!
Here's another for it. This is headed the wrong way. He's closed in on for a loss. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you can put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
Now backed up to the 8, 3rd and goal. Back to throw. He will score. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles start the second half with some needed points. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yeah.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
Eagles offense staying out there. They're going for 2.
The Eagles will set up for the 2-point conversion.
All right, they're going to throw for it. And he is hit well behind the line and goes down. They're not able to make much of anything on that 2-point attempt. Whenever you're throwing for 2, you always expect to see the pass go into the end zone because otherwise you risk defenders rallying to the ball and stopping it short.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. With the defensive speed in today's league, gosh, you're just taking a risk anytime you throw it short of the end zone.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. Has it at the 11. His effort's going to get him to that 32-yard line before he's taken down. The New York offense ready to get going here. It's 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. From the gun, here's Dart. Hits him on the out route. And they are going to have to face a 3rd down here, but only need a yard at most as this play picks up 7.
There's no question, Kate, the big plays down the seam or with big tight ends, a fan favorite, but it's those type of catches right there. The short yardage gets good coverage, contested catches, they really make tight ends a locker room favorite.
The handoff on 3rd and short. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Ball just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10.
Here we go. 60.
Out of the gun this time. Here's Dart. That throw comes up short. Need a little more muscle on that one. Looking for his wide receiver there. And we'll see what they do here on second down.
This defense, they had a plan, and they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
Second and 10 now. Here's Dart. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. He was looking Xavier Legette's way there. So they're left facing third and long. Well, he already has himself one interception in this game, partner, and throws like that are going to find him another if he isn't careful.
Yep, those are the throws you want to intersperse and sprinkle into your passing game, because if they become the norm and you're constantly thrown into coverage, that's when one pick becomes two becomes three, and on and on and on.
He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early. Penalty moves him closer. It's 3rd and 5 now. Back to throw. Here starts. That is once again incomplete, and consecutive incompletions have now pushed them to 4th down.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and incomplete.
On 4th down and 5, the offense staying out there. Looking to throw. He's got it to his running back. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. So an 11-yard gain to back up the considerable gamble to go for it there on 4th down, Brock. They're moving the chains. All set to go now from the 35. Throwing on 1st down. It starts. Dumps it off to his running back. That screen sniffed out quickly, shut down behind the line.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that 1st down because you call a screen on 1st, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, the defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
Darts out of the shotgun. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Even the best of them could be hurried into a throw before they're ready, and that pressure just messed up all the timing, the rhythm, and the clock of the quarterback.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Throw here, 3rd down. Caught, nice game left side. He does it! Touchdown, New York! The Giants hold an 11-point advantage. You love seeing a tight end get the chance to show off those wheels, right? And in the best of cases, he could rumble the whole way home.
Case, think of getting somebody with that type of mass rolling at full speed. Who's really going to want to stand in the way, wants to stop him anyhow? The answer, nobody.
16. Harrison Mevis to kick off.
Mevis ready to send this one away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down.
At their own 20-yard line.
Eagles getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10. throw to start. In big trouble now, and the ball is out. And it's picked up by the Giants. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line.
You know, Kate, defenders today are top. Don't just go get the sack. Go get the sack and the fumble. It's become an art form, making that strip sack, and that play was a masterpiece.
New York to the line. 1st and 10. They're going to throw now, following the turnover. Has it at the back of the end zone, but the throw carries him out of bounds. It's incomplete. Didn't see a whole lot of room to fit that pass in, Brock. Throwing into double coverage. How's the coach going to feel about that one?
Yeah, that's a no-no. Yeah, I experienced that as a player, and now as a coach, please don't do that again.
Lone back gets the handoff. That's room into the secondary. And he's taken down as they very quickly get into 1st and goal.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in the pocket for a later occasion.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And for the moment, that's going to be a touchdown. Whether it will stand, though, well, that depends on the call on this flag. Wrong time to get caught for holding. Backed him up as they'll retry this 1st and goal. They'll run here following the penalty. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Going the wrong way. It's 2nd and goal now, back at the 12. They send a man in motion. Darts looking to throw. Short pass brought in. And they'll get there and stop him at the line.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and goal.
So they'll have some time to prepare for 3rd and goal. We're at the end of our 3rd quarter. The Giants up multiple scores and on their way, if they can keep this up, to closing this one out. Big play coming up here as everyone gets set for 3rd and goal. Here goes Dart to the air. Caught deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Oh, heads up play from the Giants there. They get to the loose ball and make the recovery. Well, they scrambled back on top of the fumble. They lose a ton, though, and now they've got 4th down coming up.
Yeah, recovering it really only brought you one more play. With how much they lost on that play, well, here come the special teams. And now they got to be special.
The big kick is no good. It's well to the left there. And that keeps the lead at 12.
Really, Kate, that miss doesn't change a whole lot about the game management here. The only thing it does is provide a bit more momentum for the offense running out in need of 2 quick scores.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Viking 18. 60.
Handoff now out of the gun. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
That's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground. You could throw beyond the sticks. Really create some indecision now defensively.
He's in trouble, and he's going to go down. The Giants are all over it. And he'll be third down coming up after this defense's third sack of the game.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the first down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9.
18 Cotton, 18, let's go. 60 Mavericks, 60 Bison, 60 Dragon, 60. Check, Bobcat, check, Bobcat.
To the air on 3rd and long. And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on 3rd down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. 4th down coming up.
Tendencies tend to show themselves, Kate, and really come to life on 3rd downs. Right? They want to go to their best receiver. Defense knows it. They know that tendency. They double it, and they make the play.
They'll send out the punting unit. Braden Mann will kick it away. He signals for the fair catch and brings it in.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. Go play action. Here's Dart. Dumped off to his running back. Down the sideline of the 45. And he's down inside the 40 before he's escorted out. So 20 yards on that play. And it's good for a New York 1st down.
That's just awesome, Kate. A little bit of multitasking on that catch. Primary focus, as I always say, is you got to catch it first. But out of the corner of his eye, he knew exactly where to go, and he gets a bunch of yap on top of it.
Finds a nice lane there, and that's good for 6 yards.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Seven yards on that last play, so this is 2nd and 3. Now Dart. Throwing the out route complete. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. Gain of 9 yards on the play. And the Giants are going to have the 1st down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
We'll keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. Dart setting in the throw here. Has it at the 7. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Right back to Leggett. Touchdown, New York. The Giants make it a 3-score game in the 4th. Xavier Leggett with the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Well, as they drive forward to what right now looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure has taken advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
Mevis ready to send this one away. Returning it from the 4. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. After that return, he's looking pretty banged up out there. We're going to have a stoppage as team personnel comes out to look at him. Offense showing trips out right as they get set for this 1st and 10.
Cowboy 80. Go street. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat. Go.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Downfield, and Shakir has it. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. He picks up 28 on the play. And that'll be good for a Philadelphia 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Street. Street. Check go.
Back to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Working quickly here.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 44-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd. It looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on 3rd down. They'll throw. 3rd and long. Has him on the quick hitter. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Offense in the hurry up here.
4-yard gain. It's 4th down.
Buffalo 18.
Desperation time here. And again, they drop the interception. This time it's a good thing, though. Much better field position without it, thanks to the turnover on downs.
Hey, I get it, it's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
Ready, ready.
Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. Your start now. Taking a shot deep here. He's got it inside the 25. Touchdown, New York! The Giants keep adding to that 4th quarter lead. Malik Neighbors with a touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. Nevis now for the extra point. The point after splits the upright. And the Giants grow their lead yet again.
16.
Nevis ready to send this one away. It's a return from the 7. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Philadelphia settled and ready. It's 1st and 10.
Ready. 7 Pirates. Bronco 80. Ready, ready.
They're going play action. To the ground goes. That's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. So it's 2nd down coming up.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
Ready. Go.
They'll go play action. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Ready. Cogan. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat. Ready.
3rd and long for him here. That is once again incomplete, and consecutive incompletions have now pushed them to fourth down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Now, can't blame him looking at that scoreboard, right? Might as well go for this on fourth down.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
They'll throw for it. Taking a deep shot here. And it's incomplete. They dialed up their best effort, Brock, but they come up empty. That's going to be a turnover on downs.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
He powers ahead for about 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Give him 5 on that carry. Bring it up to 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd.
So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Philly. Giants close to picking up their 5th win. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They give it to him again. And he's taken down as they very quickly get into 1st and goal.
You know, Coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession. Or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
1st down, and they go right back to it. And they push him out just as he gets back to the line. 2nd down coming up.
I'm the first one to raise my hand and say I love that call, especially between the 20s. But when the field condenses down here, you get inside the 10, you better be exactly right, perfectly right offensively, or that defense is going to run down that toss play.
Still set up at the 9. It's 2nd and goal.
Come on, set. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. And they're going to keep him out once again. That sends him backwards, brings up 3rd and goal.
Here we go, set. 70 Lion. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick.
Dark from the pistol. Catch made. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field. Keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Well, I guess 3 isn't enough to pad the lead. They're pulling out all the stops. It's 4th and goal.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Unlock Lion, unlock Lion.
Oh, they'll try and run it in. And they stop him. No touchdown, no 1st down. That's a turnover on downs near the end zone.
50% hit rate on 4th down, while not horrible, to me signifies something even more important, Kate, and that's that this offense is going to continue to be aggressive. It's been their mindset throughout, and I don't think it's going to change anytime soon.
Offense to the line. They're going to have trips right to start out.
Let's go now. Go.
Back to throw on 1st and 10. Trying to push deep downfield. He's got it deep downfield. And he gets it in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles making the scoreboard look a touch better. Now, this one has been a long game, no doubt. But, hey, something positive to look back on there.
But they didn't quit, Kate, and I know that sounds a little cliche at this professional level, but it really is an important thing. This one will still hurt, but they showed some execution and fire.
That one splits the uprights. And the Eagles get it back to a 19-point deficit. The kick team out there for the Eagles, and this one is sent away. They'll begin his return from the 11. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. Giants lining things up. 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. He's taken down just a couple yards shy of the 40. That play good for 17 on a 1st down.
Run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
Back to the well again. And good forward, about 5 yards looks like. It's 2nd down now. So it's a win.